Alright, hello there. What I'm going to show you today is first a couple of videos that I'm doing, which is modifying and painting a Nerf gun. This is the Nerf Maverick Rev 6, as you can see there. It's a box standard one that you can get from most decent toy stores. As you can see, this one definitely needs altering anyway because it's, yeah, you can see there is an issue there. But I can solve that, not a problem. But that's as far as the barrel comes out. Firing wise, there you go. It fires quite well. Distance is a little bit reduced, but we're going to modify that as well. All right, that's what it fires. That's the gun. Not too much to it. So what we'll do is we'll unload the. I think there's 5 shots in there. Yeah, we've unloaded the gun. And get rid of those. Now, the tools you're going to need for this job, turn it over to the right side. The tools you're going to need to do the conversion is a very thin screwdriver. This is the thinnest I could find. It's a Phillips head. Again, another screwdriver. I've got another screwdriver, so I've got various different screwdrivers depending on the screw I'm working on. And I've also got my multi-tool. And that's all I need to actually do the job. But just to make the job a little bit neater, I've got one of these, scroll saw from Draper. And that's to cut off a couple of bits of plastic for the upgrade. And so what you're going to need to do is firstly, deconstruct your gun. Now there are a few screw holes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on the slider there's 1, 2, 3, and behind the slider there's another one. So I'm now going to speed it up and to get you through this and how quick it is to do it. It's a good idea to have a tray to one side to put all your bits and pieces on, and also a lid to put your screws in, and also a couple of various different pieces. So here we go, speeding up, we'll go. Right then, we've taken the cover off the gun, as you can see. We've got half the slider. We don't need to take the other half of the slider out yet. But this is the internals of the gun. Now what we're going to play with are this bit here, the barrel. This is a spring for a gun sight, but we're going to remove that for the moment. All the work's going to be on the barrel. We're not uprating the spring because there's no point. You can do, but to be honest, the tension in the spring's so light that you'll interfere. To get enough power out of it to be worth it, you'll interfere with the firing mechanism, so there's no point. Try and keep in all the bits and pieces. There are various springs and whatnot that you can worry about. You can put things to one side for safety so they're not going flying everywhere. Take out the barrel. Now the barrel's quite easy to do. What you do is there's a piece of plastic there and you force it back. There you go. And by rights the barrel should pop out, and that's the bit we're working on to uprate it. The rest of it put to one side, keep safe. That's only if you're uprating the gun. If you're actually going to be painting it, we'll be stripping most of that out. Right, this bit itself, it was this orange cap that was making it hard to pull about. That's not a problem. What we're going to do is we're first going to pop this barrel. Be very, very careful. You don't want to bend stuff. It's coming. Right, that's come apart. We've managed to push that through. Now we have to find that little orange bit, don't lose it. Right, that's the orange bit. Don't lose that. Take this out. And I'd say pop it back together and keep that to one side nice and safe. Okay, So we put that to one side, nice and safe. Now, you've got this bit, take away that. You've got this little tab here, that needs to come off, so I'm going to be noisy for a second. Alright, now all I need to do is smooth it off. I'm going to use a file and just, there you go, that'll do. It also produces a key for the paint, so that's that one done. There's a little tab here, I hope you can see it. We're going to remove that tab using the scroll saw again, well, draper again. Again, get your file it in, should do it. That's smooth enough to get away with. Let's pop that back to one side, keep it safe. Now we've worked with that, pop that to one side because we're not working that at the moment. Now there's some screws, there's 3. There's 1, 2 and 3. Now what you want to do, 1, 2 and 3, is pop them out and keep the screws safely to one side. Should, there we go, look at all them, pop them all out. So there's your barrel, put that to one side nice and safe. Now you see all this? You actually don't need most of this, so don't worry about it at the moment. Right, springs you can get rid of, they're just dampeners, so we get rid of them, don't need them. Alright, what you're left with are these, which come apart, which you also don't need, so get rid of them. I keep them for spare bits. What you're left with are these caps. So what we're going to do, very, very easy, break them off. Now some people say cut them off, but actually because of the nature of the plastic, they break off really flush. There you go, they break off really flush, so get rid of that bit. Then we just sand these down, so break them all off. A little bit of P150 sandpaper. Just smooth them off. Doesn't really matter, you don't have to be neat, it's internal, it's just to make sure there aren't any sharp edges or loose bits. Go, and then fit the caps back over the top, like so. There we go. That's it, that's all you need to do to upgrade your gun. Line it up, screw it back together, and you've upgraded your gun. It's that easy, and it does increase shoot range and load. But pop it all back together, put all your screws back. It might be a good idea to do pictures as you go through, so you know where all the gubbins go. But that's your uprated gun. So that goes on there. Put it back together. I'm not going to do this at the moment. Remember that spring is actually quite important. Pop that back through. Pop that back on there, etc, etc. Hammer that down flat. Hammer that down as flat as you can against the bar, so you want that as far as you can down. Just hammer it in. I'm not going to do this at the moment because I'm going to be doing my painting video next, but that's what you need to do to mod your barrels. That's all you need to do, and you're done. Now we'll go on to the next bit.